Have you ever felt the quiet, persistent ache of your own imperfection? A sense that there is a crack running through you, a flaw you try to hide, to manage, to fix, but which always remains. We are told to be strong, to be whole, to be perfect. And so we spend our lives measuring the gap between who we are and who we think we ought to be. But what if that gap, that crack, is not a void to be filled? What if it is a space where something sacred can grow? There is an old story, a story about a bucket, a monk, and a path of flowers. And it begins, as many of our own stories do, with a feeling of failure. In a monastery nestled in the mountains, a young novice was given a simple daily task: to fetch water from a distant stream and carry it back to the monastery's kitchen. Every morning, he would make the long journey, and every morning, he would return with only 1.5 buckets of water. One of his buckets was perfect. It held every drop, but the other had a long crack down its side. With every step the young monk took, precious water would leak out, tracing a dark, damp line along the path. The young monk, too, felt this weight. The journey was long, his efforts immense, yet the result was always incomplete. The crack in the bucket felt like a crack in his own spirit, a sign of his own unworthiness. One evening, by the stream, the weight became too much to bear. He set the buckets down, and with his head bowed, he spoke to the old master who had given him the task. "Master," he began, his voice heavy with apology, "I am ashamed of myself. I want to apologize. For 2 years, I have only been able to deliver half of my load because this crack in my side causes water to leak out all the way back to your house. Because of my flaws, you do not get full value from my efforts." The old master listened, his gaze holding no judgment, only a deep and patient calm. He moved with the quiet grace of flowing water, undisturbed by the young monk's turmoil. When the apology was finished, a silence settled between them. A silence that was not empty, but full of unspoken understanding. Finally, the master smiled gently. "As we return to the house," he said softly, "I want you to do something for me. I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the path." As they went up the hill, the old cracked pot and the young monk took notice. There, on one side of the path, was a vibrant, untamed river of life, wildflowers of every color, deep purples, fiery oranges, brilliant yellows, bursting from the earth. They stretched in a continuous line from the stream all the way to the monastery door, warmed by the afternoon sun. The other side of the path was barren, dust and stone. The sight cheered his heart, but still, the feeling of failure lingered. At the end of the trail, he turned to the master, the apology still on his lips, but the master spoke first. "Did you notice that there were flowers only on your side of the path, and not on the other pot's side? That is because I have always known about your flaw, and I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day, as we walked back, you have watered them." In that moment, the crack was no longer a symbol of failure. It was a channel. The leak was not a loss, but an offering. The emptiness was not a void, but a source of life. We are all that young monk. We all carry our cracked pots. We carry our failures, our scars, our insecurities, the parts of us that have been broken by me, the parts we believe make us less worthy. We spend so much energy trying to hide the cracks, to seal them, to present a flawless vessel to the world. But this story invites us to ask a different question. It whispers the wisdom of Wabi-Sabi, the art of finding profound beauty in the imperfect, the impermanent, and the incomplete. It shows us the path of Kintsugi, the art of mending what is broken, not by hiding the damage, but by illuminating it with gold, making it stronger and more beautiful than it was before. The path of flowers is the golden seam of repair. Our deepest wounds can become the very channels through which we offer the most compassion. Our greatest failures can become the soil from which our wisest insights grow. Our acknowledged brokenness can become the very thing that connects us to the shared, fragile, and beautiful humanity of others. This is the alchemy of the soul. It is the realization that comes from struggle, the growth that is only possible after we have been shattered. It is the discovery that we are stronger, not despite our scars, but because of them. So, the next time you feel the ache of your own imperfection, the next time you are tempted to apologize for your cracks, pause, breathe, and look to the side of your path. What if the most beautiful parts of your life are growing right now, in the very places you believe you are broken?